All right, what a day. What a day. It looks weird on that screen. There's a little bit of a delay, but it says it's recording, so hopefully it all turns out right. But it is a little bit of a delay on that screen, so it looks weird. Today was Thursday. You're probably watching this video maybe on a Sunday or a Monday or something, but today was Thursday. First off, did you get a check-in on all your escrows? Did you check in with all your listing leads, all your buyer leads? Did you check in with them all, get them all scheduled, get them all lined out, get them all touched base with? Because that's what you want to do on Thursdays. Okay, now going into today's video, the title of the video, 3 ways to acquire more business in real estate. So there's 3 ways that we're going to go over in this video that I've used personally used, the things we're going to talk about, except maybe 1 or 2, but I will point those out to you as we're going through them to acquire business. So these things have worked for me. Hopefully they work for you too. If they don't work for you, leave a bad comment. Give it a thumbs down if it doesn't work for you. But if you're consistent, if you choose these, and if you're consistent with them, over time they become easier and easier and easier. So the 3 basic ways to acquire more business as a real estate agent is what today's video is about. If you don't know who I am, I'm not some weird guy in my bedroom just talking to random strangers on the internet. My name is Josh Barnett. I'm an agent over at kvCORE Realty. I've personally closed over 600 deals. I've been a part of over 1,400 deals because of God, my wife, the team of agents that I work with. And it's a real loose team, actually. It's not even a real team. It's just agents that I know are closers. And I focus on generating business. That's my main part, my main focus. And they focus on closing the business. But like I said, I've personally managed over 600 closings myself. So I know the process all the way through. Am I the best at it? No, I'm not. But I'm a guy who's telling you what's worked for me. And maybe some of these things will work for you too. And if you got questions about kvCORE Realty, don't you dare hesitate to give me a call. Shoot me a text, send me an email. If you're tired of being at the brokerage that you're at, if you're feeling like the brokerage you're at is just using your name to get more agents, or if you're the big fish in the small pond, it's definitely time to step up and come see what kvCORE Realty has to offer. There's over 83,000 agents. There's something like 2,400. My iPad was about to shut off. 2,600 icon agents. So if you want to step up your game, because you're never going to get bigger unless you move to a bigger pond. Like once you've reached your cap of where you're at, the only way to get bigger is surround yourself with bigger people. That's all there is to it. So if you're ready to take your game to the next level, definitely give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Love to show you how kvCORE Realty does have solutions to all the pain points that you have in real estate. It's just plain and simple, they do. Oh, there's thundering. I got it. Let's move on to today's video. So let me do this right here. So here is my notes. Here's the notes that I wrote down. Let me adjust the screen just a little bit. Whoa. Okay, right there. Okay. So we'll just start at the top and we'll work our way through these notes together. If I'm staring down and you're having to see my bald head, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of checking the notes as we go along. So first thing, the 3 basic ways to do business. So you can use your time, you can use your money, and then you can use other people. So training more agents to do what you do. So those are the 3 basic ways to get business. Using your time, using your money, and then training other people to do what it is that you do, using people, okay? So we'll just start off on the first one. So social media, using your time. So using your time. I go to my social media, I go to my friends list, and then inside my friends list, I put a letter of the alphabet, like A, for example. It pops up all my friends whose first name or last name starts with an A. And I just start going through them one at a time, checking them out on social. That's what social media is for. I start checking them out. If they've been to a cool park, if they've been on a cool kayak trip, if they went to Six Flags or Frontier City, I like their post, I comment on them like, oh my gosh, that was so awesome. Like, how busy was the theme park that day, or were the lines long that day, or just things. Just be social on social. And I'll go through, 2-3 letters while the kids are getting their studies in with YouTube, and I'm just being social on social media. And then I'll put a funny little post. Like if one of the kids for some reason decided to chase the chickens, you know, I'll be like, watching a kid chase a chicken is, or watching a toddler chase a chicken is like something funny, something witty. I can't think of anything right now, of course, because I'm on TV, but that's how I'm social on social media. I make a cute little funny post about, you know, everyday life, and then I'm social with other people's stuff. You know, that's what I do. And if someone's needing help or need a recommendation or something like that, I send out the people I know. You're in real estate, you know a ton of people. You know roofers, you know landscapers, you know lawnmowers, you know movers, hopefully reputable movers. Always double check movers. Oh man. But you know a lot of people, and spread that knowledge, spread that wealth. Your customers really appreciate it. They really do. Content creation, using your time. We're still focusing on using your time. Content creation. That's as simple as, like Jackson and Jesse say, that's simple as doing your 8 main videos on different suburbs of your main driver city. So I've got lots of videos on that. Just scroll through my playlist on how to do YouTube videos correctly for content creation, etc., etc. That's in my playlist. You'll be able to see exactly how to do that. But that's pretty self-explanatory, and I've made a lot of videos on that in the past. Client cookouts and events. So using your time. You rent a pavilion at a local city park and invite all your customers, all of them. You know, if you're at EXP, you just go into Market Center, send them all a postcard. Real simple. If you're not in EXP, you might check out like Vistaprint or something like that and send out a postcard that way. But send them out a postcard for a cookout, you know, 3 weeks from whenever. Like, what is today? Today's the end of July. Like, send them out a cookout invite for the end of August or the middle of August, you know, and just invite them. And then a week later, call them all and be like, hey, did you get the postcard? Just getting a head count for the plates and the food and stuff. You know, if you can't make it, I totally understand. It's only if you have time. I know it's a busy time of the year, but only if you have time. I'd love to see you there. I'd love to have a burger with you. I'd love to have a hot dog with you, etc., etc. You know, I got a pavilion right next to the kids' play set, so there's plenty of stuff for the kids to do. We'll have tons of water balloons, tons of water guns. It'll be a fun event. You know, and just catch it and be like, oh, I get it. Yeah, you're getting ready for kids' sports, whatever. You know, send the postcards out, follow up a week later with a phone call, and then send another set of postcards out. So you know, I've got a little over 600 plus people in my direct mail sphere that I send stuff to, and my magnets order full magnet, not just like the little piece of magnet up top, but the full magnet. It was under $1,000, and the postcard campaign that I sent out last time, it was less than $400. It was less than $400. So it's not that expensive to send out the 2 sets of postcards. If you need some help, you know, ask your sponsor at EXP to help you out on it. Like, that's the cool thing about being a sponsor. Like, if people, like agents just starting out, etc., if they've got a list of people we need to get their magnets out to for that year, I'm sending them out. Like, I want them to be successful. I am sending them out. If they're going to do a cookout, if they're going to do a home seller event, a home buyer event, etc., I'm sending out the postcards for them. Like, I'm making sure they get their sphere activated and they know that they are in real estate. Like, don't be a secret agent. No one's gonna holler at you and be like, hey, Josh, we sell my house. If I've never been telling people, hey, I sell houses, they won't. So be an out there agent. Be sure the world knows that you're a real estate agent. Okay, seller and buyer events, just kind of touch base on that too. Like, you know, the first Tuesday and the third Tuesday of every month, you could hold a seller event on the first Tuesday of every month, and then a buyer event on the third Tuesday of every month. They just alternate them. That you're holding at like your city hall, your city library. There's your city church. You could rent some church space. You know, the churches will let you rent some church space typically. Your city park, if you want to hold it outside, if it's nice weather, etc., etc. And then using your time, still following along in the times. So these are all time events because you're doing something actively. Those events, you're putting your time in to actively attract people. Because anyone who goes to a seller seminar on how to sell your home 101, they're thinking about selling. They're thinking about selling. They don't just go to the seller seminar because they ain't got nothing to do. They are thinking about selling. And same thing with the buyers events. Those people want to learn about buying a house. You better have your lender there. You better be getting the pre-quals filled out, the loan apps filled out, etc., going through a great presentation. Everything's already made for you, eXp Realty. Like the whole buyer cycle, it's made for you. They've got a flyer. You just go through the flyer. The selling cycle, it's made for you. There's a flyer. You just go through the selling cycle. It's all there for you. It's real simple. And if you got questions on those or you want copies of those, just shoot me a text, send me an email. Contact info's down below, and I'll send you what we use over at eXp Realty. I'd be happy to go over it with you if you're not at eXp Realty already. But if you're not, give me a call. Let's talk about that, okay? Let's let's get you through at something that's way more than just a real estate brokerage. Way more than just real estate brokerage. And then number 5 on the list, I've got right there, door knocking. Oh, I got 2 numbers right there. I've got door knocking, and door knocking is pretty self-explanatory. You go knock on doors. You go circle prospect by knocking on doors. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you got questions on that, give me a call, shoot me a text. I haven't made any videos on that because value of time, is that a thing? Time value of time? I've done everything. I've done door knocking. I've done everything. I haven't done the cookout events. I really want to. I'm always talking about doing them with Robert, but I never do them. But I've done everything, and content creation, teaching people the sales process, teaching people about the cities, about the metros, etc. That is really where it's at. That's going to get your most bang for the buck. I've done circle prospecting on the phone. I've called over 110 people per hour. And yes, you get leads from that. If I spend 8 hours on the phone, I'm getting a listing lead or 2 or 3. I just am. And you'll be doing the same thing. It's not hard. You just call people and chat with them. Just chat with them. And listen, you're not going to get a listing lead like right away, but you'll get that appointment. You'll get that next in-person appointment. If someone's thinking about selling their house and they don't know someone already, and you call them up and you're just like, hey, doing my outbound prospecting, getting my time in, it's my job. Just reaching out, see if you had any questions about possibly selling your home in the next 3 to 6 months. There's going to be people that say yes. It's mind-blowing. It's literally mind-blowing. There's going to be people that say yes. And then you don't try to sell their house right there over the phone. You just set that next appointment. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I've called probably 120 people already today. Is there a time on Wednesday or Thursday I could come by and take a look at the place and see what it is you got that you're thinking about selling? And they'll be like, yeah, that sounds good. Or they're like, no, Wednesday and Thursday are booked out, but let's do Friday. But let's do Friday. You'll be like, okay, that sounds good. And you set that appointment. Go look at their house. They might be ready to go when you go look at it, but you don't be pushy. Just set that next appointment. When you go to the house, look at it, etc., and you realize they do want to do it, just talk about the photo shoot. If they let you book the photo shoot, the listing's done. It's done. It really is. And then number 6 is building your newsletter. Every single month, you got to build your newsletter. And you got to get it out. Get it out every single month. It doesn't okay, look, if you're consistent, if it's the same day every month, like the 15th of every month or the 1st of every month, that's better. I have to tell you though, I'm not consistent. Mine might be like the 22nd or the 15th or the 12th. Like, I got to get a lot more consistent at that. But putting the time in to build your newsletter is absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. So that's using your time to acquire business as a real estate agent. Any questions on that? Comment down below. If you have any questions that you want to give me a call, shoot me a text about, by all means, do that. My information is down below. And then also, if you're enjoying this, give it a thumbs up. Share the wealth. Share the thumbs up wealth with YouTube, with me. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down twice. Hit it twice, not just once, but twice. And so now let's talk about using your money to acquire new real estate business, because those were things that you use your time. You put your time in and it generates business. Now we're going to talk about using your money to generate business. So number 1, paid Facebook ads. Real simple. I've done lots of videos on that. If you have questions on it, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. But basically, just take one of your listings, build a carousel ad, put it out there, take one of your listings, build a info sheet, like a literal Facebook ad that says lead gen, and they fill out a questionnaire that gives you their info. Fill that out, and bada bing, bada boom. You're gonna get people that go to your website and then click to see more information and register, or people that straight up just register right away to get more information. So those are 2 types of Facebook ads that you can put together to get yourself more business using money. Google ads, same thing. Google ads, just do a display ad. Just do a display ad and put it around your metro area, or a metro area that you want to be in, and or a neighborhood that you want to be in, and just target that area. And it's basically a display ad, like a branding ad. Put a call to action on your pictures, etc., etc. Make sure your face is on there and your company's on there, especially if you're in Oklahoma. If you're in Oklahoma, you don't want to do anything that OREC doesn't want you to do. And then Google Screen. Oh my gosh, if you've got money to blow, you absolutely want to join Google Screen. Like that's like shooting ducks in a barrel, apples in a barrel. What is it called? Fish. That's like shooting fish in a barrel. Google Screen. If you've got money to blow, if you got $1,000 a month to blow on ads, you absolutely have to check into Google Screen. And then of course, farming. If you want to be the neighborhood real estate agent, farming is a good way to do it, but you have to be consistent. And at eXp Realty, in our market center, we've got 8 postcards a year that you could just put that neighborhood into that list, fund the list, and then eXp Market Center on like 4th of July, on New Year's, on like St. Patty's Day, etc., etc. They're going to hit that neighborhood with that postcard. So those people are going to see you 8 times a year. And then if you're also using Google ads just for that neighborhood, and then you're doing content marketing on that neighborhood, you will literally become the neighborhood expert in 2-3 months. You'll be the go-to guy for the neighborhood. And so that does cost a little bit of money. If the neighborhood has 600 people, and let's say you're doing $500 a drop, 500 times 8 is $4,000. So you're going to drop $4,000 on that postcard marketing campaign in the eXp Center. But if you got money to drop, because we're talking about money right now, we're not talking about time. Time is more for when you're a newer agent, and then money is for when you're more of an established agent, or you're just an entrepreneur who's starting another business, and real estate's your other business, and you got the money to burn. So farming is great. And then Sphere postcards right there. Yes. When you get a new listing, at least every other month, when you get a new listing, send your Sphere a postcard of that listing. If you did a listing in January and now it's March and you don't have a new listing, but you've got some cool solds because you've helped some buyers buy some properties, and you got some cool solds, send a postcard out about a property that you helped a buyer purchase, a sold postcard on that property, And then the great thing about using eXp Market Center is all the non-disclosures, or all the disclosures, and all the things that eXp Realty wants on there are already on there for you. So just FYI. And then now we're going to go into comments on that section, questions on that section. Put them down below. If you're liking the content still, give it a thumbs up. I will try to timestamp the heck out of this so that depending on where you want to be, you're able to just jump around on it. And then now we're going to talk about using people. So, and you're not like using them. You're just training more people to do what you do. And I'm a firm, huge believer. And I went to a state conference probably, 10, 12 years ago. And one of the speakers really hit home and really helped me understand the whole process more is you can't have high expectations with people. And you have to use people in the position that they're good at. Like me, God has blessed me with the ability to make content that consumers are interested in learning about. And God has blessed me with the ability of those consumers calling me and reaching out to me and wanting to work with the team of agents that I have over eXp Realty and I. And it's absolutely mind-blowing. I feel so blessed every day. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But by creating that content, top of funnel, like Jesse and Jackson say, create top of funnel content, people will call you. People will reach out to you because you're the expert for that area and you're someone that they want to work with. Because when you're talking about 1.4 million real estate agents with a turnover rate of 87%, don't forget that part. So basically, like every 2 years, you're getting a new set of people. The 13% that stay are the ones that are actually doing the business, just FYI. But how do they separate you from the other people? Well, if you're doing content marketing, you're showing them how you're different. You're showing them who you are. And so by doing that content marketing and then teaching other people how to close the business, you're able to teach agents how to do exactly what you do and then hyper focus on what they're good at. So if you're good at the content marketing, they're good at showing houses and closing, they don't want to get in front of camera, they don't want to do content marketing, great. That's perfect. Help them get better at showing houses, closing buyers, writing contracts, and closing the contract. Show them that. Show them that. So and the ways that you make money off that is you just take a referral fee. That's the most basic, easiest way to do it. So if you're providing people warm, able leads that are pre-qualified, ready to go, it's super dedicated to you, you just take a referral fee from that. And in your content marketing, you always talk about your team. That way they know they're going to work with your team and you, not just you, but your team and you. You can mentor new agents and you could take a split from X amount of deals that you do with them. Now, when you mentor an agent, you want to set the expectations up front on what level of mentorship they're getting. I used to have a super like step-by-step mentorship program. Do this. I'm going to make sure that you get, 10 deals closed in the first 9 months if you do this, this, and this. And but you got to do this, this, and this. You got to get it done. And so that worked great for me for a long time, but then it just became too time consuming. So I switched over to the EXP mentorship program, and that is way more laid back. Because when I was running my mentorship program, like I was saying, do this, 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 and this, and then EXP's mentorship program is check in and make sure that they're doing this, this, and this, and this. So it's like a twice a week check in, just making sure they're hitting their goals, making sure they're watching the Mind Flash programs that they're supposed to watch, making sure they're out there doing things that they should do, inviting them to shadow, etc., etc. And then, so when you find some agents that you really trust, when you find some agents that you feel that you could really do a lot of business with and you guys just mesh really good, you click really good, then you could start a potential team if you wanted, an actual team where there's, a written agreement. You guys are agreeing to do X, Y, and Z on the splits, agreeing to do X, Y, and Z on the team, etc., etc. The written agreement with teams is to set expectations, because if expectations aren't set, if you're coming to the table with unrealistic expectations or silent expectations, it's just like any relationship. You got to be upfront. You got to set expectations up front. You got to set standards up front. You got to set, you got to have conversations. You got to have hard conversations with your significant other, with your spouse, to make sure that everybody's on the same page. The relationships, the reason the churches do those relationship counseling sessions before marriage is to set expectations. Like when it comes to Thanksgiving, whose family are you going to go see at Thanksgiving? Does one spouse actually even like the other spouse's family? Setting expectations on a team is just like setting expectations in a marriage, setting expectations in a personal relationship, etc., etc. Like that's one of the reasons that organized sports are great for people, because they have a rule book, they have a playbook, they have umpires, they have base coaches, like if you're playing softball, they have team coaches, they have workout programs, they have all these written set expectations, all these rules of the game. And organized sports are like an ideal, perfect example of a relationship, of a marital relationship, of a team, a real estate team relationship. Like, just run your team like you would run your softball team. Run your team like you run your little league team. Have have the playbook, have the guidelines, have the rules and regs, etc., and just meet and just have an agreement on it. Just have an agreement on it. So, and then of course, when you get really big, when you're able to do the first item using your time, and you're able to do the second item using your money, when you're able to do both of those at such a high level, and you're going to have soldiers, you're going to have generals in your army, you're going to have, sub team leaders, sub marketers, sub content creators. You're going to have virtual assistants helping you out. You're going to be using transaction coordinators helping you out, and you're going to be able to just literally multiply all of what we've talked about on such a high scale that then you'll start building a mega team. You'll start building a mega team, and that's literally going to be teams in every state. Teams in every state. And if you want to learn more about how you can do that, and not have different caps in each state, but just have one cap, literally one cap. At eXp Realty, it's an 80-20 split up to $16,000, then you're capped. And then once you do 20 additional transactions after that, or if you're in the luxury market and you pay a $5,000 transaction fee because you're selling $5 million plus properties, then you get all of your cap back. So you're literally paid to be at eXp if you're a producer. And if you're at the mega team production level that we talked about on the very last thing, then you're definitely going to be hitting those numbers. Then it just becomes mind-blowing on the availability and the options and all the crazy stuff that no real estate brokerage except eXp Realty has to offer you. So guys, that is today's video. Like I said, when you're watching this, I don't know when it is, but Thursday is today. I hope you hit all your escrows. I hope you followed up with all your buyer and seller leads. And tomorrow, half day Friday, right? Half day Friday. Just get the work in, get the stuff done. Give the glory to God. Thank your wife, spend time with your kids, and spend time with your team. Make sure everybody is happy, and make sure everybody keeps everything relative and doesn't let little things set them off, guys. But that's it. That's 3 ways to acquire more business. 3 ways to acquire more business as a real estate agent. And I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you're not happy at the brokerage you're at, if you're the big fish in the little pond, you're ready to jump into the ocean, you know what you got to do. Just give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Contact info is down below. Can't wait to show you how eXp Realty has solutions to your real estate business that are absolutely going to blow your mind. I'll see you guys on the next video.